The market grinds higher in what's really just a range day. Are the bulls still in control? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so the market opened lower, close to the lower end of the range, and then basically grinded higher the entire rest of the day to the upper end of the range, and what was really just a range day that we took advantage of. Now the question is, can the bulls follow through? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so as you can see on the screen, we took advantage of today right at the open at 6:34. I'm in the Pacific time zone, so the market opens at 6:30. So just 4 minutes into the day, we got long, and we just basically set it and forget it, and our stops just trailed, and we did really well on that trade. And this is what we do in my room. We make money, we understand the market, and we use Elliott Wave Theory to do that. So if you want to be part of this winning team, stay tuned for later in the video. But for now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1 hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and we opened the day near the low end of the range we were looking at, down near the 43.40 area. We were looking for them to test the overnight low, which is around 43.38, and see if they could break through. When we saw the weakness, our indicators told us that we should be looking for a bounce, and that's what we saw, and we trailed it all day up toward the high of the day at the end of the day. So market just stayed inside this range here, this 53.30 to 53.72 range that we've been in for a couple days now, and really we're just looking for the bulls to break out as long as they're above this wave 4 low. So as long as they're above 53.30, the bulls are in control, and we would look more directly higher. In that case, we would be looking for the 54.30, 54.25 area to 54.50 area. We have a lot of confluence in there from some fibs, and we have our A-B set up now of wave 5. So you have an A, B, you'd be looking for C to complete up into our target area, and then we'd be looking for some kind of trend change to the downside. Now, I say that, and that's what we're expecting, and that's what we're looking for, and that's what I have been talking about for a while. But until we see the market turn over and break support, the pressure will remain up. So the first level of support is 53.30. As long as we're above that, I'm looking for a more immediate move into that 54.25 to 50 area. If they break down below that, they can still hold a little lower down here around 5300 and push higher one more time in a bigger diagonal wave 5 where wave 4 crosses into wave 1 territory. Remember, we are tracking this move here as two potentials. One is either the top being in, even though we made an all-time high over here. This is what would be called an expanded B wave, and they happen when wave 3s, which this is a wave 3, fail to hit their target. And we came up short of the target over here, and now they're coming back to hit those 5400 target areas on this side of the chart. So that would be one possibility that we've topped on this side of the chart. The other is that this was the end of wave 3 of a bigger ending diagonal off of the 2022 lows. This is wave 4, and we're finishing up wave 5 here as well. So in either case, we would look for overlapping ABC type structures, which is what we're seeing. Everything playing out as expected so far. No real surprises in the market. So again, above 53.30, bulls are in direct control and higher. Above 5300, the bulls are still in control, but we would look for a pullback first and then higher. And then below 5300, the bulls really want to hold this 5260 area where I have this wave 2 low. Below that invalidates a lot of potentials and really gives the bears a chance to move the market down. Remember, the type of pullback will be what defines what kind of wave we're looking at. If this is the end of an ending diagonal, you would expect a 3-wave move to start the downside. If it's the end of an expanded B wave, so if this is an expanded B wave, then you'd look for a 5-wave move down to start a move down from there. So that's going to be the difference in how we tell which count we're in. Over on the NASDAQ, no real shock here. We are in similar counts as these markets do pretty much trade in steps. So the NASDAQ looking very similar to the ES, where as long as we're above this low here at 18,941, the market does remain bullish, and we look more directly toward that 19,200 area to the upside, and then we'd look for them to try to find a top and turn over. Again, a 3-wave move would indicate we are coming off of the ending diagonal scenario, whereas a 5-wave move would be the expanded B wave scenario. In either case, we're looking for a top and then a turn down that should be pretty significant. But we need to see evidence of that first. So until we see that and until we see support break, pressure does remain up. They can push higher. There are targets higher than 19,200 or 19,250 if they do choose them. But right now it does look like that area should be pretty much the topping area we're looking at, and we're looking for weakness in that area and a turnover at that time. So NASDAQ, very similar. As long as they're above this low right here at about 18,935, they can continue to press higher. Below that, they can come back down into this 18,700 area, so they can make a bigger pullback and then go higher. And then below this low down here at 18,500 or so would be opening the door for the bears. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans. Those both come with a 7-day free trial, and that's because I want you to get in there, make sure you love it, become part of the trading team, and really make sure it's for you before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time, and you literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our educational material, our Elliott Wave 4 Beginners course and our Elliott Wave Advanced course. These courses are helping traders immensely. In our Advanced course, we go over the complex patterns that we're looking at right now, such as the expanded flat. You can see on the screen the video for that. In each of these videos, we go through what the pattern looks like. We draw it out on the screen so that you can see how it plays out. And then we go into a chart and we show you how it looks on a chart and what happens in these scenarios. So in this case, the expanded B wave here was the COVID high right before the COVID crash in wave 4 in this C wave down. We were looking for this big move down before COVID was ever a thing because we saw the top here. We saw our A wave down, which was clearly a corrective move. This move up was corrective. And even though they took out the high, that's how those expanded B waves work. And then we saw the move down in C that took us to our original target we were looking for off of this. So we were looking for an ABC down into this area, and they gave us an expanded B wave first before the big COVID move down. So that's what an expanded flat looks like. We go through all of those patterns, the advanced fib levels, diagonals, double and triple threes, whatever, all of the hard, complex patterns in Elliott Wave. We go through them step by step so that you can understand them as well. As you can see on the screen, it is helping traders understand a complex market and how to make money in this market. And if this is too complex or if it's not for you, I completely understand. That's why we have our Elliott Wave for Beginners course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It can be so confusing when good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. And Elliott knew this long ago. He knew that the news cycles were garbage and they didn't mean anything, and that the key levels were what mattered. And he knew what happened when the key levels held and when they broke. This gives you a huge trading advantage over the rest of the market. This course is 25 videos where I go over 3 different sections. Your introduction, where we go over your expectation, your emotions, the KISS method, and why this works. Your chart setup and tools, where we go through every tool you need to use along with Elliott Wave Theory, how to use it and why we use it. And the Elliott Wave for Beginners course, where we go through each of the waves, the corrective depth theory, theory of alternation, the pivot, all of the key factors you need to know, how to find the key levels, measure these waves, understand when they're working and when they're not, so that you can understand a market in a way that makes sense. The cool thing about this course and the advanced course is if you want to get them at a discount, you can buy both of them at the same time and get $37 off by getting our Elliott Wave bundle over here, where you get both courses for the price of 1.5 courses. And if you don't want to pay anything at all and you want the courses for free, simply become a member of one of our rooms. They are included in both. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for individual stocks, futures trading, income trading, where PT is just crushing it, they hit their goal again in May, 50 ES points, absolutely killing it. And his reduced risk binary method, check out PT's throne room. In there, as I said, you get individual stocks, futures trading, that income trading method, and that reduced risk binary method gets you in at a really cheap price. It gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures those trades that's so unique. Something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. Yesterday was simply a range day, no real action, but they did push up close to a breakout. We do have a setup for them to push to the 54.25 to 50 level. As long as they're above 53.30, that remains valid. If they break down below that, 5300 is the next area, and then this wave 2 low down around 52.60. Below the 52.60 area, and the bears can start to take control of the market. Over on the NASDAQ, Pressure remains up. We do have a setup for a breakout into that 19,200, 250 area in a more direct manner. If the bulls can do that, we would look for some kind of topping action, and that remains valid in the 18, as long as we're above this 18,950 low. Now we get below that, we can come back to the 18,700 area, and below that, the 18,500 area is a place that the bulls really want to hold to avoid giving the bears a chance to really apply pressure to the downside. Guys, that is your market update for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.